Team USA, we are ready to roll.
Extraordinary moments.
Beautiful night for some football. Skying to the rim.
Joey Logano steps into history. A lot of stars for you on Sunday Night Football.
And welcome to Pittsburgh, where tonight the Packers visit the Steelers, and Aaron Rodgers, who spent his first 18 seasons and won a title in Green Bay, faces his former team for the first time. Look, they're sharing a couple of hugs. They're getting along now. He said he has strong relationships with everyone in the building, and this is not a revenge game. But we've got the confluence of three rivers. We've got the convergence of the Packers fans and the terrible pals. And I'm Maria Taylor. We've got the entire football night crew here because we didn't want to miss this moment, so we came to the Steel City for a historic meeting. Now, Rodgers, he helped build the Packers. He was a Hall of Famer. He had a career with 4 MVPs, 10 Pro Bowls, and a Super Bowl MVP. And tonight is his 277th game in the NFL. And although he says there's not much more on it, we all know there's a little extra sauce to it. As I bring in Devin McCourty and Jason Garrett here with us. Listen, we heard everything that he said leading up to this game, Jason, but what do you expect to see from Aaron Rodgers in his first outing against his former team, the Packers?
Yeah, Maria, I loved Aaron's approach all week long. He made it abundantly clear this is not a revenge game. Tremendous gratitude for his time in Green Bay. Wants to retire as a Packer, all of that. And I think that's going to help him emotionally in this game. Nobody sees the game. Nobody feels the game like Aaron Rodgers. Don't muddy it up with all that other stuff. He's done a great job making decisions all year long. A lot of quick stuff. Get the ball out of his hand quickly. The screen game, the bubbles. He's using his tight ends. And then when he gets an opportunity and DK Metcalf is by himself over there, he's taking his shots down the field. It's been a good formula for them.
And on the other side, those guys going against him, I remember being in this situation, playing Tom Brady first time. I went to Josh McDaniels and said, can we have a conversation?
Right.
Tell me all the things Brady hated. When you sat down and you game planned against a defense, what were the things you talked about? And I think this Packers defenders, they need to grab LaFleur and say, Coach, I know he was your buddy.
Over here.
Give us some inside information. We need it.
Yeah, it's like, give us a little bit of the tea about what made him great. And boy, was he great as a Packer. Listen, Aaron Rodgers' name is all over the record books. He's the franchise's all-time leader in passing touchdowns and top 2 in yards and quarterback wins, behind only Brett Favre, which is more than impressive. Let's go ahead and bring in Chris Sims. He's hanging out down on the field. He's keeping his eyes on all of the games. Get us caught up in what's going on in these late games, Chris.
Well, right now in Denver, we kind of got a blowout going on. Dak Prescott just threw an interception deep down into the red zone. All right, but this was before that. 30-17, you're going to see Bo Nix buying time. Troy Franklin back in the end zone, touchdown. That put him up 37-17, and like I said, Dak Prescott just threw an interception. Now, Jonathan Taylor, the hottest offense in football, the Indianapolis Colts. You can't stop Daniel Jones. You can't stop Jonathan Taylor. Over 150 yards rushing. He's got 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 in the air. Now, that takes us to our headliners on Sunday. And it was dominated by the running backs at 1 o'clock. Let's go right to Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley hasn't rushed for 100 yards the whole season. This is early on in the football game. Uh-oh, not a good sign for the New York Giants and their defense. Barkley, 150 yards rushing. Also had a few nice catches out of the backfield here in a game that the Eagles dominated pretty much through and through. Then we get over to the Buffalo Bills and James Cook. We all thought that it would be the Carolina Panthers running the ball over this bad Bills defense. Not so fast. James Cook, 216 rushing yards today. Big plays everywhere, and the Bills absolutely blew the Panthers out of the building. Look at some of these holes, wide open. Josh Allen didn't have to do too much, and Sean McDermott, again, proves to be unbeatable after the bye, Maria.
Hey, another game that we had our eyes on in that 1 o'clock window. Baltimore taking on the Bears. Listen, Lamar Jackson out for his 3rd straight game with that hamstring injury. And before that game, they had lost 11 of 13 without Lamar in the lineup. Snoop Huntley comes in, no Cooper Rush, and they get the victory. What does that mean for the Ravens moving forward, and what do we learn about them this week?
Yeah, I think with the Ravens, we saw this team's resilient. You go through all of that, and yes, you get some guys back on defense, but still no Lamar Jackson. Then you had those things at the end of the week. They said that has nothing to do with us. Our job is to go out and win a football game, and that's what they did.
Yeah, they sure did. Truth teller game, though. Bears won 4 in a row. They're probably not that team. Ravens lost 4 in a row. They're probably not that team. What I love most, Baltimore got back to playing Ravens style of football. They ran it 177 yards rushing. Henry got back into it. They played physical, tough, competitive defense. Huntley did a great job not only making plays with his arm, but with his feet, a little bit like a young Lamar Jackson.
Ooh, okay, shout out Snoop. We got those highlights coming up and more on Lamar Jackson from Mike Florio. I heard you guys saying, here we go, Steelers. You're confused. We've got the Packers and the Steelers jersey. I don't know what's going on. All right, let's go outside the stadium. Jack, Tony, and Rodney are hanging out. Good evening, fellas.
Yeah, Maria, you guys were talking about it. Let's be honest, there was a lot of questions about what the Steelers were getting with the 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. It's been a minute since he was winning those MVPs. What stands out seeing A-Rod in a Steelers uni?
Well, I had a chance to talk to tight end Pat Fryermuth, and he was ecstatic, coach, about Aaron Rodgers being there. He talked about his leadership. He talked about the connection that he has in the locker room, but he also talked about a voice holding guys accountable. And I look at Aaron Rodgers physically, and, coach, he looks unbelievable at 40 years old, the way he's running around.
And you talk to players, the coach has said the same thing. Mike Tomlin told me that Aaron has brought an energy, he's brought competitiveness, and more than anything, he's brought leadership to that offense.
I was just at the Bengals game, though, Coach, and the negative of this is the Bengals just beat this team. So if there is a weakness with this group, what might that be right now?
It is the defense right now. I'm a former Steeler defender, and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I talked to Mike Tomlin, as a matter of fact, when I called him this morning, he was in the office watching tapes of his defense. He said he's got to turn them loose right there and get more out of them.
Probably the secondary, coach, because when I look at the secondary, you got an entire list of veteran players. They don't do a great job of communicating. They give up a lot of big plays. That's going to be a theme tonight.
Well, coach said he's got a lot of these new veteran players, and he felt he had been a little too conservative. He's got to turn them loose and let them get
coach, last point, I talked to Deshaun Elliott. He said he's responsible for the communication that happens in the locker room.
No, Rodney, this is the last point, because you this week already in the Patriots Hall of Fame, and now, Coach, in the Chargers Hall of Fame.
Yes,
what
sir.
was the best part of this experience for you?
Well, just being there with my family, seeing a lot of former teammates spend that time with me, and I got to give props to the Chargers organization. I know we've had our ups and downs, but they really set it out for me. It was just a tremendous event, and I'm very grateful.
And I have to say this, Jack, there aren't many people that are in two teams' Hall of Fame that aren't in the Hall of Fame, so that's the next stop.
That is for sure. Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback tonight, he could have some Hall of Fame ceremonies heading his way shortly, but for tonight, for the first time against his former team, Packers, Steelers on Sunday night.
So Bud Light and their NFL partners teams are honoring first responders through team activations and scholarships of $25,000. To learn more about Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light's commitment on Folds of Honor and educating our first responders legacy, visit budlight.com/Folds of Honor. All right, let's see what fits we have rolling into Sunday Night Football Week 8. Rashawn Gary, you're up first.
Ooh, matching luggage. You see that right there?
I like that.
That's money when you come matching with the luggage. A little fall fit, nice hat on.
Yeah.
I see Rashawn. He's a jersey guy. They know what they're doing.
I like the smooth jazz they're playing for these fits, too.
I like this too. Pat Fryermuth, the Massachusetts guy, understands this isn't cold weather to him. Throw the sweater with a scarf. Nice clean cut.
There we go. What about some J's? Come on, Cam Hayward.
Cam Hayward, hey, defense didn't show up last week. Cam Hayward said, I'm throwing the red J's on. It's going to be a bloody mess today.
I've been a captain for 11 seasons. You're getting the gray scruff, too. Christian Watson is back.
When you haven't been out there, you come with the bling. He got bling everywhere on the fit, shorts, everything. I don't know about that, though.
Spotlight's on you. We'll be watching. All right, Chris, give me an update from Denver. The Broncos pouring it on?
The Broncos are pouring it on. It's 44-17. R.J. Harvey here out of the backfield gets a reception. This is his third touchdown of the day. Denver is blowing out the Dallas Cowboys at home.
Woo, yeah, keep jumping on in the stands. It feels good to be a Bronco right now. And it actually feels good to be a Patriot, too.
Yes, it does, Maria. Yes, it does.
Fifth straight win. Let's see if they can pull it off. The defense kept the Browns in it till the third quarter, Devin.
Yes, the Browns, they always play tough defense early, but they just got worn down a little bit, and that's when Drake May and his Patriots offense took over.
Yeah, and guess what? He's going to find Stephon Diggs for his first touchdown as a Patriot on that play.
Look at the joy everywhere in New England, celebrating.
Then the rookie, Dylan Gabriel. This is what you can have happen if you're the Browns.
Jalen Hawkins showing why DBs have great hands. What a unbelievable, look at it in slow motion. Unbelievable catch right there.
Looking like a receiver out there. Ball Hawkins, you get that? You got that right there? Then May takes it back again.
It's not a good New England day if there isn't a Drake May to Kayshon Boutte. Unbelievable over the top. Drake May giving the ball to everybody.
Yeah, hey, listen, the Browns, they get the loss, but we got to give a shout out to Myles Garrett. You get your own spotlight. 5 sacks on the night, Devin.
5 sacks and 112 sacks before the age of 30. The only thing is, can we get Myles Garrett some wins? Not just sacks.
More than impressive. Third player in NFL history to have at least 10 sacks in 8 consecutive seasons. Myles Garrett, he was definitely harassing Drake May, but the Browns can't walk away with the victory. All right, this might have been the game of the day. Jets still looking for a victory for Aaron Glenn, and we saw their owner, Woody Johnson, really criticize Justin Fields to start this week.
Yeah, and the Jets, their offense was awesome. Over 500 yards today. Justin Fields looked as good as he's looked this whole season. And we know this guy right here, Breece Hall. Big play here. Brings it to 38-30. Here's the 2-point attempt. Justin Fields buys time, rolling out. At first, they say he doesn't get in for the 2-point conversion here.
Right.
But they review it. They see as he catches the ball, he's just over the goal line. So here we are, the Jets up 39-38 late in the football game.
Yeah, so the 2-point conversion is good. You mentioned Breece Hall. He had 133 yards. Yeah. All right, Aaron Glenn. He's like, go check. Just go check. Make sure. And now we're screaming. We need a win. We need 1 minute. 2 minutes to go.
What a play here.
This is what we expected.
How about this call? A halfback pass. He pumps it once, he pumps it again, and throw it to Jason Taylor's son.
On National Tight End Day, Taylor gets the win. We talked about Fields facing criticism to start the week. Here he was after the win.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, that's outside noise at the end of the day. I get that he's the owner of the team, but, you know, that's outside noise. The biggest thing was my teammates believing in me and my coaches still believing in me, and, you know.
So the Jets get the win on a sad day for the organization. They announced this morning that Nick Mangold, who played his entire 11-year career with the Jets, died from kidney disease on Saturday. He was only 41 years old, and Mangold was from Centerville, Ohio, about 45 minutes north of Cincinnati. Jets players, current and past, posted their sympathies and all over social media. And after the game, head coach Aaron Glenn talked about Mangold's impact.
He was the heart and soul of this team. He had a number of kids, and it's always tough to hear that, especially a guy that's a true Jet through and through, that made his appearance felt. And I'm sure you guys seen him around a number of times. So prayers goes out to him and his family. And that's tough to hear. It's tough to hear because of who he was as a person, him being a true Jet. Prayers goes out to him and his family.
Medium well, bro. This is Football Night in America.
Welcome to the big stage.
Earn your Sunday with Lowe's.
I earned my Sunday. Now let's go.
What is my football superpower?
My arms. I feel like I have the longest arms.
I would say angles.
He's got an angle. Touchdown.
The superpower I would take from an NFL legend would be Jerry Rice's longevity.
Bruce Smith, spin move.
My dad's swag, I would steal that for sure.
He couldn't block me if he wanted to.
A superpower I would take from a superhero.
Probably be Superman. His flying ability. Batman, and it will be his money. Did that count? I think that counts.
And speaking of superheroes, how about T.J. Watt? And he has Batman money to go along with it in this Green Bay offense he will be going up against, led by Josh Jacobs. 6 touchdowns the last 3 games, and Rodney caught up with Jacobs earlier today.
So a bunch of your teammates played with Rodgers. What was the mood like this week?
I mean, man, you hear a lot of great stories about him. You know about how great of a teammate he was. You know, obviously, you know about how great of a player he is. Just really about coming in and trying to get after him for real.
When you look at the Steelers' defense, what do you see?
Man, I mean, you see a lot of veteran guys, a good group of veteran guys that have been playing at a high level for a long time. Very physical team, good defensive front. We're going to have our work cut out today.
Now, no 100-yard games for you, but you've scored a lot of touchdowns. What needs to change in order to get you going?
Definitely just got to start early, start a little faster, you know, get the passing game going, open up a little bit for the run, and, you know, just play with that type of mentality.
Just give you the ball, right?
For sure.
All right, man. All the best to you. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Just get him the ball for sure. And, Rod, I think about this Packers offense. They've been solid all year, but expectations are they should be better than that. What do you need to see more of from that group?
Well, I believe if they commit to running a football and stay patient with a coach, that this team could be a contender. When I look at their offensive line, it's not as dominant as it's been in the past. But it's still a good offensive line. And if it's me, Coach, I'm giving Josh Jacobs 20 touches a game.
Well, you might be right, because I talked to Jordan Love and I asked him what's the key tonight. He said we've got to get Josh Jacobs going early. And they need to slow those pass rushers down. We saw T.J. Watt, Superman, slow him down by running Josh Jacobs inside, right at that Steeler defense.
But also watch tight end Tucker Kraft. I think he's excellent. He's going to give their linebackers a lot of problems. Those linebackers for the Steelers, they're undisciplined. Their eyes are always in the wrong place. They can't stop him if they have to cover him.
And Coach, you mentioned Love. 3rd year as a starter for him. Took the team to back-to-back playoff appearances. But what do you feel like is the best way for him to attack the Steelers today?
Well, the biggest thing is don't shy away from this secondary, because they got so many big names and so many veteran players. Attack Jalen Ramsey down the field, and also double moves on Darius Slay, Porter, and those guys, because they're overly aggressive at times.
And Love is going to have Christian Watson back, his #1 receiver, big guy who can get deep and stretch the defense. That will make a difference tonight.
Comes back from that ACL injury he suffered at the end of last year, a big get back for them. And now it is time for Matthew Berry, the DraftKings Sportsbook 3-play. What are we looking at tonight, Matthew?
Hey, Jack. Well, we just heard the guys talking about Josh Jacobs, and why wouldn't they be? Jacobs is where the Packers offense starts, and it's also where my parlay starts. Entering this week, only one player in the NFL averages more red zone rushes per game than Josh Jacobs. So give me an anytime touchdown for Josh Jacobs. Now, I'd like to take a moment to wish a happy National Tight Ends Day to all who celebrate. And that includes me, because I say Tucker Kraft mac and cheeses his way to 50 yards tonight. You heard Rodney talk about him earlier. I'm not just saying this because of the holiday or food-related puns. It is a good matchup. Entering the week, Steelers allow the 5th most yards per game to tight ends. Kraft is so good after the catch, as Rodney referenced, I expect him to get loose for a couple of big plays. Finally, on the Steelers side of the ball, give me 15 receiving yards for Jalen Warren. Aaron Rodgers loves to dump off to his running backs, especially when Micah Parsons and company are breathing down his neck. Warren has actually hit this number in every single game this year but one, and I say he does so again tonight. And that is my DraftKings 3-play. Maria.
Thanks, Matthew. You see the Steelers are wearing their 1933 throwback unis, paying homage to history. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to go down memory lane and hit our favorite memories from Rodgers' time in Green Bay when we come back on Football Night in America.
Rodgers under pressure. It is caught. A rainbow of a prayer. Oh, my goodness, what a play. He's got time at the line. Touchdown. And NFC North Championship dagger.
What do you think you told the critics?
Premium performance, powered by the 3-row Acura MDX. Football Night in America is brought to you by Lowe's. Tackle your to-do list early to earn your Sunday.
Well, we're just 5 days away from one of the best weekends in horse racing, the 2025 Breeders' Cup from beautiful Del Mar in Southern California. 14 championship races over 2 days, all right here on NBC, USA Network, and Peacock. All right, the action that was this week. We are here where the 3 rivers converge. We're closing out week 8 with the Steelers and the Packers, but DeMeco Ryans was going up against his former team in the 49ers and looking for a victory. So let's start in the second quarter with the Texans offense.
Yeah, this Texans offense hasn't looked like this the whole season. C.J. Stroud had his best game. He came out just dicing up the 49ers defense. DeMeco Ryans had to be happy. You see here C.J. Stroud to Hutchinson, the rookie once again. They're up 23-7 and controlling the football game.
Stroud, 318 passing yards, a season high life for him. And Mac Jones, 49ers just really couldn't get it going.
No run game at all. This is a desperation. We got to make a play type here. Kwame Lassiter comes down with the interception. This Texans defense is in the conversation for best in football.
Yeah, D'Amico Ryan's hyped to get this victory. He should be hyped at the way his offense dominated. Just check out that time of possession, 41 minutes to just 18. There was a time we looked up and the Texans had 10 first downs. The 49ers, 0, didn't get their first down until the second quarter. All right, Chicago Bears on the road taking on the Ravens. Still no Lamar Jackson. Tyler Huntley making his first start of the season. And he's like, you know what I would like to do? I would like to hand the ball off to a young man named Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Maria, the Ravens are back. They got their physical nature. They handed the ball to Henry a number of times and it paid off. They rushed for 177.
Yeah, and Henry passes Walter Payton for 5th most rushing touchdowns in NFL history. Check out this play. The defense showing up as well, Jason.
Yeah, the defense was sticky. They were competitive. They were doing stuff that Ravens teams do. Nate Wiggins making the big pick late.
Yeah, Nate Wiggins with that one, and only one interception for Williams, but Huntley getting it to his tight end on National Tight End Day.
Yeah, got to feel really good about Snoop's performance today. A number of big plays, throwing the ball, finding Kohler for the touch.
All right, it is time for a PFT update brought to you by Google Pixel. We welcome in Mike Florio. A lot of news coming out of Baltimore. Remember, the Ravens listed Lamar Jackson as a full participant in practice for the first time since suffering that hamstring injury. Then they changed that on Saturday to limited and ruled him out for today's game. Okay, Florio, if you could just walk us through what happened this week.
Okay, so when is a player who fully participated in practice not fully participated in practice? It's a complicated question, but it's actually a simple answer, and the rule's been on the books for a very long time. If you're a starter and you don't take all of the first team reps, even if you fully participated, and what Lamar did was participate on the scout team, you were limited. And the Ravens knew this, and they got it wrong. He should have been listed as limited. He was listed as fully participating in practice.
Okay, so there's obviously a lot of factors at play here with the designation. Let's start with the punishment that the Ravens could face with these actions.
Well, John Harbaugh, the coach of the team, told reporters after the game it was an honest mistake, but that still sets the Ravens up for some sort of a sanction. The question is, when the league looks into this, will they determine there was some sort of an effort to conceal his true status by saying he fully participated? Maybe the Bears would think he's going to play. If they find something like that, the punishment could be worse. And for now, the Ravens are looking at fines. Okay. They're looking at the potential loss of draft picks, and even suspensions are on the table based upon what the NFL may find out. A source told me today the NFL understands, given what happened in the NBA, it's very bad optics. And as the source said, it's an opportunity for the league to make a very strong statement on a very important topic and look for all other teams to go back and look at their procedures and make sure they get it right going forward.
Hey, look, I know you're going to keep us updated, but I got an update for you here at Acrisure Stadium. Aaron Rodgers has made his way out onto the field. Remember, played 18 seasons with the Packers, and now the first time in his career he's going against his former team, the one that he won a Super Bowl championship with. Now the Packers fans finally have to face Aaron Rodgers, and the man that they spent over a decade cheering on. We went up to Wisconsin to find out their true feelings about what it's like to face your former QB.
Cheesehead confessions. Is it cold in here, or is it just me?
First thing that I think of, seeing you in another uniform like the Pittsburgh Steelers is just something that no Packer fan is ever going to get used to.
You can go wear green someplace else. You can go wear gold somewhere else. It's not like green and gold.
You seem to have lost your way. The only time I'm going to watch you is tonight, and you're going to be done. You ain't going to win.
I just can't get used to seeing him in a different jersey, different color. It's just not what I want to see.
I was upset. Yeah, he broke our hearts a little bit. You're going to be on the ground a lot, and you're going to be running in fear. So remember to just relax.
I was sad, but, you know, once a Packer, always a Packer.
All the way, Aaron Rodgers, I love you. Go, Pack, go.
It breaks Packamania's heart, brother. But tonight, on Sunday Night Football, you better eat your cheese and trade a Lombardi, brother, because what you gonna do when the power of Jordan Lovemania runs wild on you?
All right, clearly no love lost when you got Jordan Love now, but Aaron Rodgers going against his former team. He said it's not a revenge game for him, but it's certainly fun to watch history be made here in the Steel City. Okay, we want to go down memory lane just a little bit and get everyone's favorite throws from Aaron Rodgers. JG, I'd love to start with you.
You know, Maria, there was a stretch back in 2015 where this guy was throwing Hail Marys like they were slants. It was ridiculous. Revolutionized the play. Nobody sprints left. He does, out of the end zone. This is double Hail Mary. He gets half the field on the first one, and then literally 3 plays later, he does the same thing. Nobody knew how to guard this. They were blitzing him. They were playing zone. It was like it was a bag of chips. Unbelievable stuff. Look at that throw. Unreal.
We could keep going on with Hail Marys and Aaron Rodgers forever. We really can. But this is one. It's a little out of left field. Look, Ma, no feet. Okay, this is 2016. This is Jalen Ramsey on Aaron Rodgers. He has no feet on the ground, and he throws a post route to Devontae Adams. Why is Jalen Ramsey's holding him and puts the ball on the money? Touchdown, no problem. Just Aaron Rodgers stuff right there.
And then at times you think, like, hey, we got him. We know what he's doing. So we figured out in 2018, hey, this hand warmer, when he takes his hands out the hand warmer to snap. So I'm down, I'm ready to go. Coach Belichick said, just go. Aaron Rodgers, right before this play, he looks at me, smiles and winks, and then he beats my brother for a 50-yard gain. J-Mac, my bad. That was my fault.
Out there like that. You didn't have to do that.
I told him it was on me.
I can't tell you the number of times this guy looked over at me during a game where he made a big play and kind of shot the gun at me and gave me a little wink and a smile. I'm like, you son of a...
Well, you talked about revolutionary.
Yeah.
He's revolutionary when it comes to throwing the football. In his prime, he had the strongest arm maybe in the history of football. His quick release was up there with Dan Marino. And he changed how quarterbacks throw the ball. We all know quarterbacks real traditional over the top. Aaron Rodgers is really the first one that started to go, no, I think you need to come around a little bit. If you want the ball to fly that way, your arm's got to fly that way. And you see a lot of quarterbacks copy that now.
But here's the deal with him.
Right.
Go back to Cal. He used to hold the ball like this, like way up by his ear, and he threw the heck out of it.
Yes, he did.
Now he throws it like this, and he throws the heck out of it. When he got smacked, when he was born, he could throw the ball, and he throws it like none other. It's like a tennis ball coming out of his hand.
And when you play against him, he just steals your soul because you play perfect coverage, and you're right there, and then the ball drops in a half an inch from your fingernail. And then when you're over there and there's no one to throw to, you turn back as a DB, and he's running. His athleticism, he did everything. That's why he's every good quarterback's favorite quarterback.
First time I saw him throw was like Patrick Mahomes. I had to wipe my eye, and I went, wait, is the ball really spinning that hard and going that fast? And that's how great he is.
Hey, don't tell me about all this. I got more wounds from this guy than anybody on the planet.
Listen, and still doing it at 41 years young, and tonight against his former team. Guys, we've been keeping our eyes also on this field here. Pitt played on turf against NC State yesterday. What's your takeaway? You've been on it. You've talked to guys, Devin, so far.
My big thing, we talked to both special teams coaches. They said it looks good, but it's not good. And then I've been paying attention. You have some guys with the regular molded cleats, and other guys have the 7-stud cleats that dig a little deeper in the ground.
They did replace the sod after their last home game. We'll see if that makes the difference here today. All right, Aaron Rodgers, you have the field, you have the spotlight, you have everything as your former team is in the building tonight to face you, the Steel City, looking to stand up against the Packers.
Football's about to happen. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
And I float and explode on the scene. I got potential.
He slices into the end zone.
I'm at the top just when I want. And it's a matter of time, and I'm gonna.
Touchdown.
Eventually, they give him a jump ball, 'cause I'm live, run around with him.
Oh, what a play.
He got it.
First down.
They're having some fun right now.
This is Football Night in America.
The Packers are world champions.
You've earned your Sunday.
There he goes. All the way home.
With Lowe's.
Back here in Pittsburgh, check your clock, about a half an hour before kickoff of Sunday Night Football. We're here for Aaron Rodgers to take on his former team. And listen, he hasn't been sacked in the Steelers' last 2 games. He and Jordan Love, they're going to face 2 premier pass rushers, though. They got to go up against either Michael Parsons and T.J. Watt. For more on those 2, we're going to send it to Jack, Tony, and Rodney.
Yeah, Maria, the league's 2 highest paid defenders. And Micah Parsons, he's coming off a career day. 3 sack performance. What does a player with his skill set change changed most, Rod?
Well, the biggest thing with Micah Parsons, you got to do a great job of frustrating him, double teaming him, chipping him, triple teaming him at times. The Dallas Cowboys actually did a really good job with him, constantly having two guys on him, coach, and then being able to run the football, pull those guards in that tackle, force him to be involved in a run game.
Yeah, he's an unbelievable pass rusher, but the thing Aaron Rodgers has, and everybody knows it on both sides of the field tonight, when he faces pass rushers, he gets rid of the ball quickly. So that ball is going to come out fast. Green Bay defensive backs have to know that. They got to sit down on those short routes and make the tackles early.
And also, the Green Bay Packers defensive backs, they can't allow DK Metcalf to bully him. I talked to Keyshawn Nixon. I said, you better not let him bully. And he was like, you don't have to worry about that. So a lot of pushing and shoving, I expect.
And Coach, T.J. Watt over on the other side, the Steelers' all-time sack leader. What do they need from him and that pass rush unit tonight?
Well, they've got to get after Jordan Love, and T.J. Watt is the guy, not only with the sacks, but forced fumbles, causing interceptions, making things happen. Steelers have not been great on defense, but what they have been able to do is take the ball away, and it starts with T.J. Watt.
Yeah, and the way to slow him down is give Josh Jacobs the ball at least 20 times tonight, Jack.
I saw both of you guys talking with Aaron Rodgers for a little bit. Coach, what's on his mind going into this game?
Well, he told me he is so comfortable being here. He loves playing for Coach Tomlin. He loves the organization. As our guy said earlier, he said, this is not a revenge game. We just have to get on track and win this football game.
Yeah, he told me how excited he was to have Calvin Austin, the third back, said he's their best route runner. And this is a young man that's fast. He brings a lot of speed, so he'll be able to open up the offense as opposed to them just having to rely on a 3 tight end set with 1 wide receiver.
But the crazy thing about Aaron, Mike Tomlin told me before the game, I've been in this league 25 years, but once a week, Aaron Rodgers will make a throw in practice that I still say, wow, can you believe that?
Pat Freiermuth told me, he says, I can't believe I'm playing with Aaron Rodgers. He was so ecstatic because of what Aaron brought, the leadership, the connection, the voice, the accountability. He said it's been great.
And remember, Aaron Rodgers, he beat the Pittsburgh Steelers for his 1 Super Bowl ring, and neither team has been back. That was 15 years ago, Maria Taylor.
Yeah, I love the inside information. I just don't know if it's cold enough for the hats and the gloves, guys. I mean, Coach and Rodney, what are we doing? Meanwhile, Jordan Love, guess what he's going to do? He's going to turn 27 a week from today. And when you're a Packers quarterback, that comes with some high expectations. Bart Starr, Brett Favre, and Aaron Rodgers, they all won a title when they were 27. And how about this? The Packers have scored exactly 27 points in all 4 of their wins this season. With Love and the Packers making the trip to play Rodgers here in Pittsburgh, all eyes and ears were on what they had to say going into this week.
Lambeau Field on their feet. It was all about the future, right?
I knew the writing was on the wall when Jordan was picked.
Especially being 1 game away from the Super Bowl and feeling like we're a couple players away. I wanted to play my entire career in Green Bay. Was I bummed out? Of course. Who wouldn't be?
A-Rod won a lot of MVPs, won a Super Bowl, so understanding who you're taking over for. Definitely a tough transition, but I think guys embraced me.
The future is now.
I knew in the back of my head I was ready. How best can I go out there and play my game and make my own name?
I'm not surprised. He's playing great. He's super accurate. He's making great throws down the field. I'm sure his leadership is continuing to grow over there. This is not a revenge game for me. I'm just excited to be on Sunday Night Football again.
So tonight is Jordan Love's 40th regular season start, and in his first 39, the numbers are eerily similar to his predecessors. For more on Love, let's get it over to Chris and Jason.
Hey, Maria, I absolutely love this guy, no pun intended. You can see the start to his career comparable to one of the best who's ever done it. And there's so many things to like about him. The arm talent obviously is there, but I love his decision-making. On all 3 levels, he's attacking the defense. He's getting the ball to different receivers. If there's one thing that I would really try to work on with him is sometimes he's throwing off his back foot and jumping away when he doesn't have to. When he's under duress and under pressure, he can make those throws. But when he's not, stand in in there and rip it a little bit.
Yeah, I hear you there. I think Jordan Love, first off, is extremely aggressive. He's got all the talent in the world that you're explaining. But at the same time, he can go overboard on being too aggressive as well. And I think that's one thing he's got to watch out tonight. Last few weeks, he's gotten softer coverage. He's still tried to push the ball down the field, but it's led to some inefficient drives by the Packers offense. So that's where he's got to learn to check it down. Other thing to watch out for him tonight, Christian Watson being back. I know Green Bay's very excited about that. He's their most explosive wide receiver they have, and I think they feel like that will help Jordan Love and this offense out greatly.
For me, it's decision-making under duress.
Right.
TJ Watt in this kind of environment, Highsmith in this kind of environment, they can be tough. They get going. He's got to make sure he's a great decision-maker throughout.
Right. No holding the ball too long against this group, Maria. Back to you.
Okay, that's what you guys have your eyes on. Devin, you got your eyes on the jumbo package when we got Darnell Washington and Spencer Anderson in.
Yeah, you have all these big people that Pitt puts out there, and the first thing as a defense, you think about, okay, they're going to run the ball, they're going to run, and then they're going to set up this shot. Yeah. And I was talking to some of the Packers defensive coaches. They have to be worried that Aaron Rodgers will take that ball, we call it a look pass. He'll just fire it out to DK Metcalf right away, and now you're making a tackle 10 yards away. They got to stay close to him and not give up those easy throws.
All right, we're going to keep our eye out for that. And coming up, we're going to keep our eye on Denver as they look for their 5th straight win. They're hosting the Cowboys, and Saquon Barkley going off against his former team. He finally reached that 100-yard mark. We're going to have the highlights when we come back on Football Night in America.
Welcome to the Hyundai Sunday Night Kickoff.
Well, history. Oh, geez. You know, sometimes it seems like a wild ride on a jackrabbit.
Aaron Rodgers, the new era in Green Bay Packer football.
Mr. Rodgers is having a showdown with a team that gave him the crown, and then snatcho-chango. After that, he went leaving on a jet plane. When you're a jet all the way, which takes us to the Hurt Locker, and now he's become the man of steel. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? So here we are, and if this ain't poetry, I'll be a ring-tailed monkey, a wickedly cool quarterback. And he's meeting up with the ghost of his former self on my hometown field, where stars have been born and sometimes collapsed. Hey, in a place called Oz, you know what we like to say? The past is never really past. It just puts on a new costume and steps back onto the stage. Packers, Steelers, and just maybe some Aaron Rodgers wizardry. Come on, come on. There's no place like home. Let's defy some gravity on Sunday Night Football.
I see what you did there, okay? We're going to see if we got any of that wicked wizardry, say that 3 times fast, from Aaron Rodgers in Mr. Rodgers' new neighborhood in a Steelers jersey, repping that 1933 throwback jersey, going against his former Packers team in all white. Remember, 18 seasons with the Packers, 4 MVPs, and a Super Bowl to his name, and now facing off against Green Bay. All right, we had the Colts going for their 4th straight win against the Titans, and as we all expect, Jonathan Taylor is going to have a day. We've just come to expect it at this point.
Yes, we have. He's one of the best running backs in the game. 150 yards rushing today, a couple of touchdowns, just big holes everywhere. And then as we know, when he gets a hole, he can just accelerate past everybody. It's the hottest offense in the sport right now, Maria. Daniel Jones in the pocket. Look at this catch by Michael Pittman Jr. There's weapons all over in the pass game here, but here a little wrestling, and then it just sticks to his right bicep, and it's like, no problem, I got it, everybody. And then it's back to that guy again.
Yeah, might as well put it right back in his hands. 12 rushes, 153 yards, 3 total touchdowns, Chris.
This is sorry, I said 2 earlier. This is the first play of the 3rd quarter.
Okay.
And that's just what's incredible about the Indianapolis Colts. Daniel Jones playing phenomenal, 3 touchdown passes. Colts roll at home, 38-14.
That was an 80-yard run, by the way, and Taylor, second player in NFL history with 4 games of 3 3+ touchdowns in his first 8 games. Yes, that's the first time since Gene Choo-Choo Robertson in 1949 with the Giants. Jonathan Taylor, holding up that Taylor name. I appreciate you. Shout out. The Bills taking on the Panthers, and we'll just with the run game. Let's just keep it right there.
James Cook said enough about Jonathan Taylor. I did my thing today too. James Cook and them just giving him the ball over and over again was the difference in this game.
Yeah, then just chucks that one up into the stands, and a rough day for Andy Dalton. Remember, he's in for Bryce Young, who's out with the ankle injury.
Nothing worse than being an older quarterback. You're the backup for a reason. I'm not supposed to be out here playing. Andy Dalton could get anything going. The turnovers was the difference for the Carolina Panthers.
Dalton also lost 2 fumbles. He was sacked 7 times, and then a lot of this happening for the Bills.
Yeah, Josh Allen didn't make many throws in rhythm, but when he did, he hit Shakir, and Shakir did the rest.
Yeah, and how about Shakir with that huge 54-yard touchdown? And then let's give it back to Cook. 21 yards is good for the touchdown.
Don't overcomplicate this. Hand the ball to James Cook or toss it to him. He'll do everything else.
216 rushing yards, most rushing yards in a game in the NFL so far this season, and most by a Bill since O.J. the Juice Man Simpson in 1976. And how about Josh Allen? And he's doing this in the house that Cam Newton built. He passed Cam Newton for the most by any player having a career game with a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. So now the most to ever do it in NFL history. Josh Allen gets that victory in Carolina. The New York Giants on the road taking on the Eagles. Remember, it was the Giants who got the win in Week 6. A.J. Brown out with the hamstring, didn't play today. But the second play of the game, Saquon Barkley's like, oh, y'all been waiting for the dam to break. Here it is.
Yeah, you know, a day for the running backs, and Saquon wanted to get involved. You know, the best runners are slow to the hole, and they explode through the hole. Nobody explodes like number 26.
For 65 yards and a touchdown, yeah, he'll get that done. And then this was a controversial play, Jason.
This was a huge play in the game, and I think the refs got it wrong. It's tush push. They're still driving. He's reaching. The play's not over. The ball comes out. The Giants get it, and they get screwed.
Yeah, the refs had blown the play dead. And then just 2 plays later, the Eagles get to capitalize.
Yeah, they try to heat him up. The defensive end doesn't peel on Saquon. Bad idea.
Yeah, 9-yard touchdown, good for Barkley. A season-high 174 yards from scrimmage. Then Jackson dart to Cam Scatterbo. This was a hard play to watch.
Yeah, just really a sad play. Scatterbo's given this team so much. He comes inside. He dislocates his lower leg. He's going to be out for the year, but that guy's got a bright future. He'll be back.
Yeah, carted off, going to the hospital. And in the 4th quarter, with the Eagles already up 24-13, hurts on National Tight End Day to Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, when you run it like the way they run it, those nakeds come up big. Goddard getting involved too. Jalen threw 4 touches.
Yeah, well, we said that Saquon Barkley and that dam was going to break. Well, it definitely did. You see Saquon Barkley 150 yards today. You saw the second place 65-yard touchdown. Philly now 5-0 in those Kelly Green jerseys, too, since bringing them back in 2023. But there's an update on the running backs. Mike Florio, let's bring you in here.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley left late in the 3rd quarter with a groin injury. He said after the game he's not concerned about it. The team told me he could have returned if they had needed him. They have next week off. We'll see them Monday night, Week 10 against the Green Bay Packers. And that's Scatterbo injury that they discussed earlier. Dislocated ankle. Surgery is expected to happen tonight in Philadelphia for rookie Cam Scatterbo, Maria.
All right, appreciate it, Florio. We'll stick with you for the updates. Dallas taking on the Broncos. Remember, the Broncos had to battle back for their victory last week against the Giants. No battling back here. R.J. Harvey takes it.
Yeah, rookie running back R.J. Harvey out of Central Florida. They've been waiting for him to explode. Here he is, 40-yard touchdown. Hey, Maria, is 77 points the last 5 quarters good for an offense?
I mean, it's not bad, Chris.
Not bad. Is it not good defense either when nobody's in the screen as Troy Franklin catches a touchdown on the Cowboys? And just in case you're here, we are at the end of the first half. Woo! Patrick Bryant in the back of the end zone. Nix throws a perfect ball, and Denver was rolling.
First career touchdown for the 3rd rounder out of Illinois. Cowboys near midfield just before the half here.
Yeah, trying to make a play down the middle of the field, and the Longhorn first-round pick, Jedi Barron from Texas, makes the interception. One of his first big plays of his rookie year, and then it's back to Troy Franklin once again in the back of the end zone. Denver absolutely blows the Dallas Cowboys out.
Oh, yeah, CeeDee Lamb, just nothing you can say when they come and blow the doors off. And, Chris, you brought it up. Here's the last 5 quarters in what the Broncos have been able to do.
This offense was in strugglesville the last few weeks, and all of a sudden the fourth quarter against the Giants, they explode, and it carries over to today.
All right, it is time for the All-State Good Hands team. And guys, the Broncos' run game was the catalyst for the offense today.
Yeah, and when you're running the ball, it fixes everything. You can do whatever you want. And one of the keys that I saw in this game was the blocking. Yes, you want your running backs to be dynamic, but look at this. You get out in front. You get 2 blocks. Right now, R.J. Harvey, he's still untouched. He gets 10 yards, 12 yards, still not touched all the way into the end zone. That's just good blocking.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which runner either. J.K. Dobbins right here. Again, they're controlling the line of scrimmage, and the runners are breaking tackles, always finishing forward.
And Chris Sims said it. There's some bad defense. It's all about run fits. When you play in the secondary, you got to bottle the ball up between everybody in the secondary. The Cowboys did not do that, and it was all to the running for Denver.
You know, I've known Sean Payton for a long time, and he hears all those conversations about Javonte Williams, who he had in Denver, how good he's running, how well he's running the ball down in Dallas. He said, hey, I got a couple running backs myself. He came in with the mindset, we're going to run the ball down their throat. The passing game came off of that. A big offensive performance for the Broncos.
Yeah, R.J. Harvey, how about the second-round pick out of Central Florida in the day that he had? But remember, the Broncos, they had to battle back. They had shown their resilience. This time they pour it on starting from the beginning of the game. What are we thinking about them in Week 8?
The way they played offensively with the defense, that's a hard team to beat. When you look at the other side, the defense, they blitzed, they did a lot. Dak was under a lot of pressure. That's how Denver wants to play football.
And every week the opposing quarterback's under pressure because they rush the passer better than anybody in the NFL. They're going to be a tough out.
Yeah, they made it hard for Dak. And remember, the Dak's offense has looked amazing through the first 7 weeks of this football season. All right, back to tonight's game. It's time for Barry's Bet, brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Matthew, who do you have?
Maria, for my Barry's Bet, I'm taking Aaron Rodgers to throw 2 touchdowns tonight. Look, we know Rodgers is a master grudge holder. So when they get in close, will Rodgers make sure he's throwing for touchdowns? You're damn right he will. Sure, the Packers have allowed multiple touchdown passes in 4 of their past 5 games, but I'm telling you, this is about revenge for the NFL's most motivated quarterback. 2 touchdown passes for Aaron Rodgers tonight. That is my Barry's Bet.
DraftKings Sportsbook is the place to bet touchdowns, and new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the app and use promo code SNF when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours.
Back in Pittsburgh, home of Week 8 of Sunday Night Football, and it's National Tight Ends Day, so naturally, you knew they were going to show out and come to play. We've got it all for you on Sunday Fun Day, brought to you by Fabulous Las Vegas.
It's National Tight End Day. Oh, my God. George Kittle reaches back with one hand. George Kittle celebrates National Tight End Day.
Play fake by May, rolling right, throws it from the 5. Easy walk-in, touchdown, Hunter Henry. Hurt, fire, complete, in for the end zone goes Gunner. The second of the game.
Brees Hall, he's going to throw the ball. Pumps once, throws back in the end zone. It's caught. Mason Taylor. The option pass by Brees Hall for a touchdown. The Jets are going to win it.
All right, so we know it's National Tight Ends Day, but tonight it's all about Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be his day. It's going to be his night as he welcomes in the Packers, his former team where he spent 18 years. Seasons. Naturally, he's going to be greeting everyone pregame, spending some time sharing hugs, and remembering fondly the days that he had. Even the photographer getting a hug.
Yeah, a lot of buddies.
Everybody gets love when you're there for that long.
Yeah, you're right.
Then you start to get a little more serious. Then you put on the uniform and you head out of the tunnel. You're rocking the old school unis, making a little history. Matt LaFleur, Aaron Rodgers spent 4 seasons together. It's all love. Yeah, all love before. I love to see the 41-year-old smiling too. Just giving a little cheese before he actually takes the field against his former team. Meanwhile, no love lost for the Packers because they do have Jordan Love, and right now he's getting prepared for a Week 8 matchup against the Steelers, which means he might run into Cam Hayward, who Tony Dungy already ran into earlier.
Cam, everyone has talked about the energy Aaron Rodgers has brought to the team. Has he been a little different this week with Green Bay coming in?
No, he's just been consistent. Hasn't changed up, gone about his business. He's tried to provide a lot of information, but, I love the way he's just been locked in all week.
You told me last week wasn't the Steeler defensive performance you wanted. What was your message to your teammates this week?
Learn from the lesson, own your job, be accountable, get ready to stop this run.
Okay, what's the key to doing that tonight?
A lot of hats to the ball. It can be one thing where everybody's in their gap, but a lot of guys can make up for it by just running to the ball, all be accountable.
All right, good luck tonight.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Good to see you.
11-time captain Cam Hayward, thanks for spending a little time. And tonight's picks brought to you by Verizon. Let's see, America's picks, 62% of you guys are rocking and rolling with the Steelers. Let's see where we're lining up. All right, almost split down the middle. Jason, talk to me. You're rolling with the Packers because why?
Yeah, just think about two guys. Josh Jacobs going to control the tempo of this ball game, and then Micah Parsons on the other side is going to cause problems for Aaron Rodgers. They better have an answer for him.
That was my key, too. It's all about Josh Jacobs. I think he's going to go out there. They're going to handle the ball over and over and over again.
And TJ Watt is like, I'd like to see him and run into him over and over and over again. Those were tonight's picks brought to you by Verizon Wireless. All right, it's time for kickoff here in Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers taking on the Packers for the first time and perhaps the only time in his Hall of Fame career. Mike, Chris, and Melissa have the call. And guess what? We'll see you at halftime.
This has been the Hyundai Sunday Night Kickoff. Spanish language audio provided by Telemundo Deportes. Or watch tonight's game in Spanish on Universo.